Through the vast expanse of space, the Marani science vessel moved silently within the magnificent crimson clouds of the Veil Nebula. The deep reds and purples of the gas clouds created an ethereal backdrop against the darkness of space. Chief Researcher Kerr stood at his station, his 4 eyes focused intently on the readings displayed before him. The ship's advanced sensors cut through the dense nebula gases, mapping the surrounding area in precise detail. Kerr's upper hands moved swiftly across the control panel, while his lower hands adjusted the sensitivity of the scanning equipment. The rest of the bridge crew worked quietly at their stations, each focused on their specific tasks. "Captain, I'm detecting unusual energy patterns ahead," Kerr reported, his voice carrying a note of excitement. The readings on his screen pulsed with increasing intensity, unlike anything he had seen in his 15 years of deep space exploration. Captain Venn moved from her command chair to stand behind Kerr, her long, silvery robes rustling softly. "Show me," she ordered, leaning forward to study the display. The screen showed a massive object hidden within the swirling clouds of the nebula. As they drew closer, their ship's external lights pierced the cosmic mist, revealing something that made the entire bridge crew fall silent. A massive vessel hung motionless in space, its dark hull stretching longer than 3 Marani science ships combined. The vessel's surface was covered in intricate patterns and symbols that seemed to absorb light rather than reflect it. "Incredible," Kerr breathed, all 4 of his eyes widening as he adjusted his instruments. "The energy signatures are unlike anything in our database. These readings, they defy all known shipbuilding techniques in recorded history." The science team worked quickly to gather more data. Initial scans revealed layers of technology that seemed to merge and flow together in ways that challenged their understanding of engineering. The hull material itself appeared to be some form of advanced alloy, but its composition matched no known element combinations. "Look at these markings," Second Researcher Toll pointed out, bringing up detailed images on the main viewing screen. The strange symbols covered the ship's hull in precise patterns, some seeming to spiral and interconnect in complex ways. "They don't match any known language patterns in our archives." Captain Venn ordered a full stop, positioning their vessel at a safe distance from the mysterious ship. "How old would you estimate it to be, Chief Researcher?" Kerr ran several more scans, his fingers dancing across the controls. "Based on the decay patterns and energy readings, this ship has been here for at least several thousand years. The level of preservation is remarkable. It's as if time itself has had minimal effect on its structure." The bridge crew watched in fascination as their external cameras captured more details of the ancient vessel. Despite its apparent age, the ship showed no signs of typical space wear. No meteor impacts, no radiation damage, nothing that would be expected after thousands of years in space. "Captain," Kerr called out, his voice tight with excitement, "I'm detecting something else. There appear to be internal chambers, massive ones, but our scans can't penetrate deep enough to see what's inside them. The hull material seems to be actively blocking our attempts to scan deeper." "Active blocking?" Captain Venn asked sharply. "Are you suggesting this ship still has functioning systems?" I'm not sure," Kerr admitted, running more detailed scans. "The energy readings are so faint they're barely detectable, but they're there. It's as if the ship is in some sort of dormant state, like a sleeping giant." The captain considered this information carefully. "Launch our research probes. I want detailed scans of every centimeter of that hull. Whatever this ship is, wherever it came from, it could be the greatest archaeological find in Marani history." As the probes deployed, spreading out around the mysterious vessel, none of the Marani crew could shake the feeling that they were being watched. The ancient ship loomed in their viewing screens, its dark hull seeming to absorb not just light, but sound and energy itself. "Captain," Kerr said softly, "these readings suggest that what we're seeing might only be the surface. There could be layers of technology we can't even detect yet. This ship, it's like nothing we've ever encountered." Little did they know, Deep within the mysterious vessel, systems that had lain dormant for centuries were beginning to stir, awakening to the presence of the curious explorers who had discovered their resting place. The true nature of their find was about to reveal itself, and the galaxy would never be the same. Senior researcher Len stood at his station, his hand steady as he guided the scanning beams across the mysterious vessel's surface. The ship's analysis chamber was filled with the soft hum of equipment and the quiet murmur of the research team at work. Through the observation window, the massive dark hull filled their view, its surface reflecting the gentle glow of their scanning equipment. "These readings are beyond anything I've ever seen," Len announced, adjusting the scanning frequency. "Look at this molecular structure. The way the materials bond together, it's not just advanced, it's revolutionary." Chief Researcher Kier moved to join him, examining the detailed scans appearing on the main display. The material analysis showed layer upon layer of complex alloys, each one perfectly merged with the others in ways that seemed to defy the normal rules of metallurgy. "Even during our golden age, we never achieved this level of precision," Len continued, his voice filled with wonder. "The way these elements are combined, it's as if they were grown rather than manufactured." The research team worked methodically, documenting every detail of their discovery. They had deployed their most sensitive scanning equipment, determined to unlock the secrets of this mysterious vessel. The ship's surface seemed to absorb their scanning beams, revealing new layers of complexity with each pass. "The patterns in the hull," one of the junior researchers noted, "they're not random. There's a mathematical precision to them, but the equations behind them are like nothing in our databases." As they continued their analysis, something unexpected caught Len's attention. A faint flicker of light crossed the hull's surface, so quick he almost missed it. He adjusted his scanners, focusing on that section of the ship. "Did anyone else see that?" he asked, but before anyone could respond, it happened again. This time, the flicker was stronger, more defined. The research team watched in amazement as what they had assumed were decorative patterns began to change. Soft blue light pulsed through the intricate lines on the hull, creating waves of illumination that spread slowly across the surface of the massive vessel. "This is impossible," Kerr said, his mandibles clicking rapidly in agitation. His hands flew across the control panel, checking and rechecking the readings. "The power signatures, they're increasing." The gentle blue glow grew stronger, spreading like flowing water through the ship's surface patterns. What had appeared to be simple decorative elements were revealing themselves to be something far more complex, some kind of energy distribution system hidden within the hull itself. "All stations, report." Captain Ven's voice came through the communication system, sharp with concern. "What's happening down there?" "Captain, the vessel is powering up," Kier responded, his voice tense. "We're detecting energy signatures throughout the hull. They're increasing exponentially, but we can't identify the power source." The research chamber was filled with frantic activity as the team worked to understand what was happening. The scanning equipment was recording massive energy surges throughout the mysterious ship's structure. Systems that had appeared dormant were coming to life, one after another. "Look at these readings," Len called out, pointing to his display. "The energy patterns, they're not random. This is some kind of startup sequence. Whatever this ship is, it's waking up." The blue glow had now spread to cover the entire visible surface of the vessel, creating patterns that seemed to pulse with a life of their own. The intensity of the light continued to grow, forcing the research team to adjust their viewing filters. "We need to pull back," Kier advised, sending an urgent message to the bridge. "We don't know what this ship is capable of. These power readings are off the scale." As the Marani science vessel began to move away, the mysterious ship's transformation continued. Sections of the hull that had appeared solid began to shift and change. Panels moved, revealing previously hidden features, sensor arrays, communication systems, and what appeared to be weapon ports. The research team watched in a mixture of fear and fascination as the ancient vessel revealed its true nature, This was no derelict, no abandoned relic of a lost civilization. This was something active, something that had been waiting, dormant but alive. Deep within the ship, more systems were coming online. Lights flickered through corridors that had been dark for centuries. Computer systems activated, running diagnostics and preparing for full operation. The sleeping giant was awakening, and the galaxy was about to learn that some things that appear ancient are merely waiting for the right moment to reveal their true power. The Marani crew could only watch, their earlier excitement now mixed with growing concern, as they realized they had stumbled upon something far more significant than a simple archaeological discovery. The question was no longer about what this ship had been, but what it was about to become. The massive vessel continued its transformation, each moment bringing new surprises to the watching Marani crew. Waves of energy rippled across its hull as systems activated in sequence, the soft blue glow intensifying into brilliant streams of light that traced complex patterns across its surface. The ship's outer structure began to change, smooth panels shifting and sliding apart to reveal hidden compartments. Sensor arrays emerged from concealed housings, extending like blooming flowers. What had appeared to be decorative lines in the hull split apart, revealing weapon ports that hummed with contained power. Captain Ven ordered her crew to maintain their distance as they watched the display of technological prowess unfold before them. The Marani science vessel's sensors were recording everything, though many of the readings exceeded their instruments' ability to measure. Energy signatures are still climbing, Kier reported from his station, his voice tight with tension. Whatever power source this ship has, it's unlike anything in our records. Suddenly, every communication system on the Marani vessel activated at once. A clear, commanding voice filled their bridge, transmitted simultaneously across all frequencies. "This is Captain Hejin of the HSS Stellar Dawn. Your presence has been noted." The voice was calm and controlled, carrying authority without aggression. The Marani crew looked at each other in confusion. They had never encountered this species before, had never heard of the HS designation. More panels shifted along the vessel's hull, revealing rows of lights that illuminated its true size. What they had thought was a dark, ancient hull was actually advanced stealth plating, now deactivating to reveal the ship's true appearance. The Stellar Dawn emerged from its dormant state like a butterfly from its chrysalis, its real form far more impressive than its sleeping state had suggested. "By the first stars," Len whispered, staring at his readings. "The power output, the technology. This ship isn't ancient at all. It's been in some kind of suspended animation." Captain Ven stepped forward, signaling her communications officer. "This is Captain Ven of the Marani science vessel Explorer's Light. We mean no harm. We discovered your vessel and believed it to be an ancient artifact." There was a moment of silence before Captain Hejin responded. "Your peaceful approach has been noted, Captain Ven. We appreciate your caution in your investigation." The Stellar Dawn was indeed waiting, though not quite as long as your initial scan suggested. As they watched, more systems came online. Lights appeared in what they now realized were viewports along the ship's hull. The vessel's size became even more apparent as scale became clear. It was a warship of incredible proportions, its design speaking of power and purpose. The ship was in hibernation mode, Kier explained to his fellow researchers, his excitement overwhelming his earlier caution. "All these patterns we thought were age marks. They're actually part of its stealth system. The energy readings we detected weren't decay. They were maintenance systems keeping the ship and crew in stasis." Through their viewing screens, they could see the Stellar Dawn's full awakening. Its hull now gleamed with a subtle metallic sheen, the surface clean and unmarked. Running lights traced its length, highlighting its elegant but powerful design. This was no relic of a dead civilization, but a culmination of advanced technology they had never imagined possible. "We are completing our startup sequence," Captain Hejin informed them. "I understand you have many questions. Rest assured, we will provide answers. However, I must first attend to my crew as they emerge from stasis." The Marani watched in fascination as more sections of the ship lit up, indicating areas coming back to life after their long sleep. The weapon ports remained open but inactive, a subtle reminder of the ship's capabilities without direct threat. "Your ship," Captain Ven ventured. "It's of human origin." "Correct," Hejin replied. "The Stellar Dawn represents the pinnacle of human engineering and innovation. We were placed here for a purpose, waiting for specific conditions to awaken. Your discovery of our vessel, while unexpected, is not unwelcome." The revelation sent ripples of excitement and concern through the Marani crew. None of them had encountered humans before, though ancient records spoke of distant contacts. Now they found themselves face to face with not just any human vessel, but one that had been deliberately hidden, waiting in the depths of space. As the final systems came online, the Stellar Dawn's true presence dominated the space around them. It was no longer the silent, mysterious object they had discovered, but a fully awakened powerhouse of technology and capability. The sleeping giant had awakened, and the galaxy would never be the same. In the observation chamber, Len turned to Kier with wonder in his eyes. "We thought we were studying history," he said softly. "But instead, we've become part of it. The question is, what happens next?" The bridge of the Stellar Dawn hummed with renewed activity as systems came fully online. Captain Hejin stood at the command center, his posture straight but relaxed as he observed his crew returning to their stations. The hibernation process had gone exactly as planned, each crew member waking clear-headed and ready for duty. The bridge itself was a marvel of human engineering, with holographic displays floating at each station and smart surfaces that responded to the slightest touch. Lieutenant Ji-min sat at the tactical station, her fingers moving smoothly across the controls as she monitored the Marani vessel's position and status. "All systems are operating at full capacity," Captain Ji-min reported, her eyes scanning the streams of data before her. "The Marani ship maintains its current position. Their weapon systems remain powered down, and their scanning beams have been reduced to minimal levels." At the communication station, Officer Sunhai managed the incoming transmissions from the alien vessel. Her console displayed multiple channels of data, including visual feeds showing the Marani bridge crew. The aliens' four-eyed faces showed a mixture of caution and curiosity. "Captain, I'm receiving another transmission from the Marani vessel," Sunhai announced, her voice clear and professional. The message came through the bridge speakers. "We mean no harm." Captain Ven's voice carried a note of sincerity. "We believe your vessel to be an ancient relic. Our mission is purely scientific in nature." Hejin smiled slightly, appreciating the alien captain's directness. "A reasonable assumption," he replied diplomatically. "We were waiting, gathering intelligence on this sector. Your discovery of our vessel, while unexpected, is not unwelcome." Around the bridge, more crew members were settling into their routines. The science officer analyzed the data they had gathered during their long sleep, while the engineering team ran detailed diagnostics on all ship systems. "The Marani vessel's design is interesting," Lieutenant Ji-min observed, bringing up a detailed scan on the main view screen. "Their technology is advanced in some areas, but their propulsion and defensive systems are several generations behind our capabilities." Hejin nodded, studying the information. "They seem to have developed along different technological paths than humanity. Their scanning technology, for instance, is quite sophisticated." Officer Sunhei's console lit up with another incoming transmission. "Captain, they're requesting permission to establish a visual communication link." "Grant their request," Hejin ordered. "Let's show them proper diplomatic courtesy." The main view screen shifted to show the Marani bridge. Captain Ven stood in the center, her silvery robes marking her rank. Her four eyes blinked in sequence as she took in the sight of the human bridge and crew. "Captain Hejin," Ven began, "your vessel's awakening has raised many questions among my crew. We have never encountered human technology of this level before." "Understanding will come with time," Hejin responded. Your peaceful approach to what you thought was an ancient vessel speaks well of your people's intentions. The engineering station reported in, interrupting the conversation. Captain, all systems are now fully operational. The hibernation systems have been completely powered down, and our stealth systems are ready to be reactivated at your command. Jin acknowledged the report before turning back to the communication. Captain Ven, perhaps we could arrange a proper meeting. Your scientific curiosity is understandable, and we may have much to learn from each other. The Marani captain's mandibles moved in what appeared to be their version of a smile. We would be honored. However, I must ask, why was your ship waiting here? Surely such an advanced vessel had a specific purpose. Jin exchanged glances with his senior officers before responding. All will be explained in time, Captain. For now, let us focus on establishing proper diplomatic relations. There are matters of great importance that we need to discuss, but they require the right setting. Lieutenant Ji Min's station suddenly lit up with new information. Captain, I'm detecting multiple ships entering the sector. They appear to be responding to the Marani's initial discovery signal. More research vessels? Jin asked, though he could tell from Ji Min's expression that this wasn't the case. No, sir. These energy signatures suggest military vessels. They're approaching at high speed. The bridge crew's efficiency increased as they responded to this new development. Jin maintained his calm demeanor as he addressed the Marani captain. It seems we're about to have company, Captain Ven. I suggest we both prepare for some unexpected guests. The Marani captain's expression showed concern. Those are not our vessels, Captain Jin. We should both exercise caution. Not all species in this sector are as peaceful as we are. Understood, Jin replied, his voice steady. Perhaps it's time to show that the stellar dawn is more than capable of handling any situation that might arise. After all, we didn't sleep all these years just to wake up unprepared. News of the awakened human warship spread through space like wildfire. In the chambers of the Marani High Council, leaders gathered in an emergency session to discuss this unexpected development. Their messages raced across subspace channels, reaching neighboring systems and distant outposts. Meanwhile, aboard the Stellar Dawn, Officer Sunhee's fingers moved rapidly across her console as new data streamed in. The ship's advanced sensors picked up increasing activity throughout the sector. Multiple vessels were changing course, all heading toward their location. Captain, Sunhee called out, her voice steady despite the urgency of her message. We're picking up numerous communications between nearby systems. Our translator systems are processing them now. Jin stood at the command center, watching as tactical displays showed the movement of ships in the surrounding space. Lieutenant Ji Min's hands flew across her controls, tracking each new contact as it appeared. Some of these vessels are moving at attack speed, Ji Min reported. Their weapon systems are powering up. No attempts at communication from them. The bridge crew worked with practiced efficiency, each member focusing on their tasks. Engineering teams prepared the ship's defense systems, while tactical officers mapped out potential engagement zones. Captain, Sunhee's voice cut through the activity. Multiple ships approaching. Energy signatures indicate hostile intent. They're not responding to our hails. Jin's expression remained calm as he studied the tactical display. The incoming vessels appeared to be a mix of different designs, suggesting an impromptu alliance of opportunistic species. It seems some of our neighbors want to test our capabilities, Jin observed. Very well. Deploy defensive systems. Let's show them why humanity survived the collapse. The Stellar Dawn's outer hull began to shimmer as advanced shield systems activated. Weapon ports opened smoothly, revealing arrays of defense turrets and energy projectors. The ship's power core hummed as it channeled energy to critical systems. Marani vessel Explorer's Light is hailing us, Sunhee announced. Captain Ven's image appeared on the main screen. Captain Jin, we're detecting multiple hostile vessels approaching. We should withdraw to a safer position. Your concern is appreciated, Captain Ven, Jin replied. But the Stellar Dawn was built for situations like this. I suggest you move your science vessel to a safe distance. We'll handle our uninvited guests." The approaching ships spread out in an attack formation. Their weapons charge, energy readings spiking as they prepared to engage. "Defensive systems fully deployed," Jamin reported. "Shield strength at maximum. All weapon systems ready but holding fire." Hejin nodded, his voice carrying across the bridge. "Let them make the first move. We'll show them the difference between aggression and power." The first shots came from the leading vessels, bright streams of energy racing across space toward the stellar dawn. The human warship's shields caught the attacks, absorbing them without visible strain. "Shields holding steady at 98%, engineering reported. No significant power drain detected." Hejin allowed himself a small smile. "Send a warning shot across their formation. Low power, wide dispersion. Let's give them a chance to reconsider their choices." The Stellar Dawn's main weapons fired, releasing a carefully controlled burst of energy that lit up space between the attacking ships. The display of power was impressive but measured, demonstrating capability without causing damage. Some of the attacking vessels hesitated, their formations becoming less organized. Others pressed forward, perhaps believing their numbers would give them an advantage. "They're not backing down, Captain," Jamin observed. "Second wave preparing to fire." "Very well," Hejin replied. "Tactical control, you have permission to defend this ship. Minimal force, precision targeting. Let's show them what human engineering can do." The Stellar Dawn's response was swift and precise. Targeted energy pulses disabled weapons and engines on the most aggressive ships, while others found their shields failing against the advanced human weapons. "Multiple vessels powering down," Jamin reported. "Others are breaking formation. They're beginning to retreat." Through it all, Hejin maintained his position at the command center, his calm presence reassuring his crew. The Stellar Dawn had awakened into a galaxy that needed to learn about humanity's capabilities, and this lesson would be remembered. "Stand down from battle stations," he ordered as the last hostile ships retreated. "Maintain defensive posture but cease all offensive actions. Let them carry word back to their leaders about what happened here today." The bridge crew relaxed slightly, but remained alert. They all knew this was just the beginning. The galaxy was about to learn that humanity wasn't just another spacefaring race. They were a force to be respected, and the Stellar Dawn was proof of their power. The attacking fleet moved in perfect formation, their ships spreading out to surround the Stellar Dawn. From their perspective, the human warship appeared to be sitting motionless, an easy target despite its size. Their sensors showed its weapons powered up but not firing, which they mistook for hesitation or weakness. In the Stellar Dawn's bridge, Lieutenant Jimin watched the tactical display with careful attention. The enemy vessels glowed as red markers on her screen, their attack pattern clear and predictable. "They're charging weapons," she reported calmly. "Multiple energy signatures detected. They're preparing a coordinated strike." Captain Hejin stood at his command station, hands clasped behind his back, as he studied the main display. "Let them fire first. Let's see what they're capable of." The first wave of attacks came as a brilliant display of energy weapons, filling space with beams of destructive force. The attacking fleet had coordinated their strike perfectly, hitting the Stellar Dawn from multiple angles simultaneously. Their weapons struck the human vessel's shields and simply vanished. The quantum barrier technology that protected the ship absorbed the energy attacks without showing any sign of strain. "All systems optimal," Jamin reported, her fingers moving across her console as she monitored the ship's status. "Quantum barriers holding at full strength. No power drain detected." The attacking fleet paused, clearly surprised by their lack of success. Their sensors must have been showing them something impossible. A ship that could absorb their strongest weapons without effect. "Time to show them some real technology," Hejin said quietly. "Helm. Execute evasive pattern Delta 3. The Stellar Dawn moved. Despite its massive size, the warship turned and accelerated with incredible grace. The maneuver would have torn apart most ships of similar size, but the human vessel's advanced inertial dampeners and gravity control systems made it possible. Enemy fleet adjusting formation, Jaemin announced. They're attempting to maintain targeting locks. The attacking ships tried to track the Stellar Dawn's movement, but their targeting systems couldn't keep up with the warship's agility. Their second wave of attacks went wide, missing completely as the human vessel danced between their energy beams. Tactical, target their primary weapon systems, Heijin ordered. Minimal power, surgical precision. We want to disable, not destroy. The Stellar Dawn's weapon systems came alive, responding with controlled bursts of energy. Each shot struck exactly where intended, disabling weapon arrays and power systems with perfect accuracy. The Marani Council pledges its full cooperation, the High Speaker announced. Our scientific knowledge and resources are at your disposal. We recognize that unity offers our best chance of survival. Other representatives stepped forward, offering their own pledges of support. The failed attack had shown them the wisdom of alliance over conflict. Thank you, Heijin said. But know this, the Stellar Dawn is not alone. Even now, other human ships are awakening throughout the galaxy. Each carries technology like ours, each ready to stand against the coming storm. As if to confirm his words, reports began arriving from distant sectors. More human vessels were being discovered, each as powerful as the Stellar Dawn. Humanity had not been hiding in fear, but positioning its forces strategically across space. We offer our knowledge and protection to all peaceful civilizations, Heijin continued. The time for division is over. Either we stand together, or we fall separately. The conference chamber's displays showed new images, human ships emerging from hibernation in different parts of the galaxy. Each revelation brought new hope and understanding to the assembled representatives. Our mission has changed, Heijin explained. The Stellar Dawn and its sister ships will no longer watch from the shadows. We will serve as bridges between civilizations, preparing all of us for what's coming. The Marani High Speaker raised her hands in a gesture of unity. Let this day mark the beginning of a new era. Together, we will face this threat and survive. Agreement spread through the gathered representatives. The recent display of human technology had shown them what was possible. Now, that same power offered protection and hope. We have much work to do, Heijin concluded. The enemy remembers their last encounter with humanity. This time, they'll find not just us, but a united galaxy waiting for them. As the conference ended, the representatives departed with new purpose. Throughout the sector, the news spread. Humanity had returned to the cosmic stage, not as conquerors, but as guardians. The Stellar Dawn's bridge crew watched as ships from various species began coordinating with them, sharing information and establishing communication protocols. What had begun as a silent watch had transformed into something much greater. Looking out at the stars, Captain Heijin allowed himself a moment of reflection. Their long sleep was over, but their true mission was just beginning. Humanity had changed the galaxy once by disappearing. Now they would change it again by standing together with their new allies. The ancient threat was coming, but this time they would face a galaxy united in strength, guided by human determination and ingenuity. The dawn of a new era had truly begun.